Oh my god, for Kilebele. Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are good and I hope you guys are well, and welcome to all our new subscribers. And I just wanted to bring you guys a video on something different on my channel. I've done maybe one or two talk chatty kind of like videos, but this one I actually wanted it to be a review. So I don't know if you guys have seen the new Netflix Blood and Water series. It's just literally everything. I literally watched it in a day. Like, I started watching it at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I went to bed at 3 a.m. It was that good. Like, honestly, if you want to look for a new series, that's the one to watch. But I wanted to do like a little get ready with me and a little chat through discussing Blood and Water and the things I need to get off my chest. Because of the current situation with the Rona, obviously they haven't been able to do like tours or press tours, like the ones that we normally get used to seeing after something has come out. So I just wanted to talk through mostly the characters, the plot line, and what I think is going to happen next season. Spoiler alert, there will be spoiler alerts throughout this whole entire thing. And there might be things I might forget that I haven't discussed. So if you guys want to chat in the box, let's actually have a conversation. Try to reply to the comments as much as possible. But when I can't, you can catch me on Twitter and you can catch me on Instagram. I'll put both my socials up here. I'm going to start off doing my moisturiser. And I really love using this moisturiser. It's by Beauty Bay. And it's their Day 1 moisturiser with ginseng and squalene. And it protecting and hydrates the skin. I feel like it's actually a really good moisturiser. And I remember when Beauty Bay first came up with products and I was like, what? Well, not like their makeup products, like skincare products. I was so surprised. I was just like, it makes sense, but it was just like out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Let's start. Blood and Water. Where do I even begin? I won't lie to you. I'm using the Fenty primer. I won't lie to you. When I first saw it on Netflix, I'm going to be honest, I was like, what is this show? And I say that from the ignorant standpoint. I know. I am very well aware that I've grown up in the Western world. So what I see is what I see. And I don't get to live in and properly experience what it's like to be an African in the 21st century. Even when it came up as a preview before it was on my like as it was ready to see, and when it came up in the preview I was like, oh god, I just want to see this. And then I let the preview play because I wasn't really paying attention to my Netflix stuff, and I was like, oh okay, it's high school, it's giving me Gossip Girl tease. Like, in my head I was like, okay, so this is like about kids in high school, but the way the trailer portrayed itself, it didn't give away. That's one thing I would definitely say. The trailer made me think it was just another Gossip Girl with a bunch of bratty kids in school all fighting over one guy who's not even good looking, which I don't get. Start off at the beginning. At the beginning, there is this girl. Her name is Pauline. And it starts off just like with her, and she's at like a function or something, or like you see her and she's looking very sad. She's like, obviously the main character doesn't look very happy, and you can tell she's the main character because she's the first person that we're being introduced to. In my opinion, we always get introduced to the main character unless it's like a murder mystery and the person that we're being introduced to first dies. So being introduced to the main character now, and she just looks really sad. And in my head I'm thinking, why is this girl sad? Like, what's happened? But when she walked past the bedroom, I was like, someone died or someone's missing. Like, my brain was working in overdrive. I was like, someone died or someone's missing. So I'm just thinking like, okay, that's the backstory here. There's something about this room. It's connected to someone, and that someone's not here. Anyway, so the Kumalos are having a birthday party. Look at me, these South African accents are gonna bust out in this video. But anyway, so yeah, so they're having a birthday party. So I'm thinking, whose birthday is this? Because the initial reaction for me was it was Peleng's birthday, because it was a girl's birthday cake. Why is Peleng sad? Like, why can't she go out? So we find out Peleng had a long lost sister who at birth was stolen. Like, can you understand what it means to steal a baby? So her sister was stolen, and they've been searching for the sister for 16 years and they still haven't found her. A side note, this is apparently based on a true story. Leng's friend, who is Zama calls her and she's like, hey friend, she's like, let's go to a party. I'm talking to this guy and I believe the guy's name's Chris. It should be Chris. And so she's like, I'm talking to this guy, let's go to his party. So then they go to a party. I'm gonna do the entire thing that's happened. I'm just gonna go through the main points and then discuss my opinions. Okay guys, so it's Tender here, Tender from the future, who is watching back this information, who's watching back the video and realising I rambled on for 2 hours trying to explain every last detail. And I think I literally just felt like it's best for me just to talk about the characters and how I felt about the show, rather than trying to tell you what it is word for word, bar for bar. Shout out to Soulja Boy. So basically, I've inserted this clip of the trailer and I'm just going to quickly talk about some of the points that I wanted to talk about by myself without the trailer, but I've needed to kind of like break it down. So as you guys can see, the trailer itself shows that there's quite a lot of mystery behind everything. And the basis of the plot line is that there's this girl, main character, Puleng. Puleng's sister's been missing since birth. Turns out that she goes to a party where there's a girl who's celebrating her birthday on the same day of Puleng's missing sister's birth. This girl now is being said to look like Puleng. And there's a lot of questions about this girl's, true paternity. Throughout the show, we kind of get a sense that there is also a discussion about the divide between the wealthy and the rich. A discussion on kind of like the inner goings-on of all of their circles. We see Puleng go from one school to another, trying to uncover this mystery of her missing sister, all in an attempt to clear her father's name. I think the show really, really does a fantastic job when it comes to portraying so many different social issues, as you'll see, but also gives us that juicy content because you love a little bit of sass, you love a little bit of drama, and there's some characters in this show that bring the drama. So basically, as we can tell, there's a whole host of drama going on here, but the main issue remains is Fikile, Puleng's long lost sister. Well, we never actually find out, but we know that at the end, after everything has gone on, after all the rumours have been said, after all the drama has unveiled, that Puleng now finally tells Fikile, listen, this is why I'm here. So the story in itself, I think, is amazing. I literally was so happy that this wasn't another high school but high school drama based production, because I just felt like, oh god, we don't need another Gossip Girl, because that's the vibe that I got when I was watching it on the trailer. I didn't want another cliquey high school, new girl moves in, she's treated like shit, and then she ends up getting the guy from the big group. I wanted something different. I know she's with KB, well, she's potentially with KB, but do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want it to be that kind of show. And then when I found out it was a mystery involving deceit and lies, oh, I was enticed, just a little bit enticed. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be something different. And it was something different. Like, you normally see these kind of shows just about cropping up in the US kind of sphere. You don't normally see them in African shows. And that's something else that was kind of like a big thing to me. This was made by Africans in Africa, specifically Southern Africans in Africa, specifically South Africans in Africa. But it was just so refreshing to see and refreshing to hear the local language, the discussion of the political elements of the local languages. I know that they discussed how certain people from certain tribes don't take the time to learn certain languages. And I think that's really, really important. The reason why I brought up Bowers and Bum beforehand is because I see that a lot of times in my community. A lot of people expect everyone to speak Shona because Shona is the predominant language that's spoken in Zimbabwe. But then why don't we learn Ndebele? And I feel like it's so important to have these cultural discussions within modern popular culture, which is why I feel like this show did a really good representation of that, of showing that within South Africa. And I think we need to understand that obviously it's a start, that there's something outside of the Western Hemisphere of Africa in that context. Like, a lot of things that we normally see are either Nigerian or Ghanaian, and people think you're either Nigerian, Ghanaian or Kenyan. Those are the three countries that people like to spew out. But Africa is such a big continent, which leads me to my next point, which relates to African media. I want to see more of it. I want to see more people that look like me, that aren't African American and aren't Black British, that are African, that represent the continent of Africa. It's just so refreshing to see content being produced in Africa by Africans, for not only Africans but the rest of the world to see. Obviously, we can only try so much to show people, but this is literally the start. Like, I just feel like it's just represented a different aspect of blackness that a lot of people don't get to see. I feel like for Black British people, a lot of our stuff has always been African American centric. It's even now that African Americans are being like, oh, Black British people are different. They're not what we expected, because we're seeing what? Representation, and seeing these African actors. And I think that's the kicker for me, that all of them are South African. Like, I think all of them are South African. I'll double check that, but I believe all of them are South African. I believe so. I think, guys, like, honestly, if you haven't seen this show, you 110% need to watch. Like, it's honestly so good, and it's like an escapism. It's genuinely a really, really good show, and I'd 110% recommend that you watch it. Now I'm going to address the characters, because the characters peeved me off for, like, a lot in the show. Puleng, we need to have a conversation. Why did you lie for so long? You couldn't tell Zama. If you told Zama, we actually wouldn't have had Chris leaking your information. We wouldn't have had her telling him that your name wasn't your name. You'd have had someone to help back you up in going to go see all these people. First of all, Zama, next person, you were also kind of being very, very rude, in my genuine opinion, Zama, because you knew your friend was going through crap. Like, her dad actually got arrested on your school campus, and you're upset at her for leaving and going to a different school. I get she should have told you, but babes, come on. Okay, so Wade is the nice guy you actually need to be wary of, in an extent. I feel like Wade did a lot of good things for Puleng as a friend, but in the scene when he was like, oh, I'm done, it's either I'm like this or I'm that, I don't want to keep doing things for you if there's nothing more. It just feels like, so you didn't want to do anything because there's nothing that's going to come of it. You wanted to just like do stuff just for the essence that maybe I'd want to be with you. I think that's Wade's problem. He expected too much from Puleng without thinking, you know what, she doesn't need to give me anything. I can just see how it goes. I think that's where he went wrong. He expected too much from her with very little. Like, I know he said to her, did you not feel the vibe? And she was obviously like, there was a vibe, but at the end of the day, it's very important to just be upfront and honest with what you want. Don't do things with bad intentions. My next character that I have a gripe with is Wendy, because Wendy, sis, we know you're for the advancement of the people, but you also need to look out for the people. Does that make sense? And I understand why your newspaper was taken away, because you were doing a lot, a very privileged a lot. Who else did I have an issue with in this show? Chris. But you need to mind your personal business, because you really try to ruin Puleng's life. And look what you've done. You just lost yourself a best friend, because it's going to end up being a sister. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. And she's not going to talk to you because you ruined her sister's life. Okay? So that's on you. Oh yeah, Puleng's mum was low-key annoying too. Like, I feel like she didn't... Okay, I get it. Her baby was taken at birth. So I get she's going through a lot of things, but you also need to look after your other children. Like, I feel like she was very irresponsible in that respect. That's just my personal opinion. And then Julius, the dad, may lie. He should have just told the truth about what was going on from time ago, and then they wouldn't have had all these issues. or they would have, but they would have at least been a family. And I think everyone needs to have their own time to properly grieve the loss of their daughter, because I don't think they actually properly grieved her loss, which is why they just carried on having all these personal issues. But who am I? I am just an avid viewer. I'm not a writer of a show. I don't actually think I had that many gripes with the rest of the characters. Apart from KB, was low-key cringing me out with the rapping. Just low-key, just a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think it was kind of cute. If I will allow it. And guys, I feel like I've been everywhere within this talk through review discussion, because there's just so much to discuss about the show. Like, I genuinely feel like there could be so much more, and there will be so much more, because obviously we're going to get renewed for season 2. Netflix, you better do, not you better don't, you better do. Because I need to find out if Akila is really her sister. I need to find out what's going to happen with her dad. I need to find out what's going to happen with KB's dad. I want to know where KB's mum's gone. I want to know what's going to happen with Akila's parents. I want to know it all. I also want to find out whether Zama is going to apologise for spreading all of flipping Puleng's business, because she really didn't need to. Someone was doing a lot, but I feel like there was a lot of personal issues there that needs to be addressed. I'd love to actually see a bit of a storyline to Zama in season 2, because obviously you can only go so far with the daughter line unless it ends up not being her, and then they fight, and then they just go on a massive hunt to try and find the sister. But I hope it's her though, because I feel like it will kind of like allow us to go into kind of like the discussion of, okay, so what's going to happen next? How is she going to fit in? Is she going to go back to her old parents? What's the tea? What's the story? I don't know what else I can say. Like, guys, just go and watch it. I know I spoiled all of it, but it's just so good. I mean, like, it's genuinely such a good show, and it's just so fun to watch something that's not Eurocentric, that's not British, that's not American, that's not Australian, something different, and especially being made in the continent. That is what we want to hear, what we want to see. But anyway, guys, I feel like I've rambled on and on and on. I don't know how this video is going to come out, but I genuinely hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was more of a rambly kind of like get ready with me chit chat talk through. I might do another one if you guys like it. I don't think you guys are gonna like it though, because I've literally just been going on and on. But if you do like it, leave a thumbs up. Write in the comment box below, what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think it's actually going to be her sister? Do you think her dad's going to go to jail? Do you think her and Wade might get together? What team are you? Team Wade, Team KB? I'm low-key Team Wade, because Wade really went above and beyond. I don't know. What do you guys think? I genuinely think it's going to be a whirlwind, but I'm very excited to see where this show goes. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. All the products that I use will be listed down below. If you guys want to see more content, please let me know. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Don't leave a thumbs down though, please. Thumbs up, and leave a comment down below, and don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.